or Huntington's disease because Rio Girl 16. Honey, I did address this in other videos, but I'll be more than happy to do it again here because it doesn't matter where the deterioration is in the brain, if it's in the central nervous system, the autonomic nervous system, where the location is. The deterioration of the nervous system is the same as the deterioration of the liver and is the same as the deterioration of the kidneys. There's only one side of chemistry, generally speaking, and we'll keep it in generalities because you can get too alkaline. That's not good either. So you can definitely...
Skin disease.
And so, thanks. Yeah, someone was asking me about lichen planus, and it's like, I never heard of that before. It's like, what the heck is that? But so we were looking that up for you. But anyway, it doesn't matter the location. Deterioration of tissue, and particularly brain tissue, is definitely devastating at any level. When it breaks down the nervous system, whether it's the autonomic or central nervous system, serious repercussions obviously as a result of that. It's one thing to have a tumor and pain in a joint and losing a joint, but when the nervous system's down, it's not too good. I was reading you the case. I just got an email from her husband today how well this lady's walking around her house now that has MS, and I think he's a chiropractor, and he's doing very well at keeping her on this program, and they're doing very well. I haven't seen too many MS cases with or without brain lesions that you couldn't get them back into a state of health. I've never seen brain lesions that you couldn't repair. But again, time. This lady's putting in her time. This lady's doing the raw. This lady's been 7 months, and now she's walking. I think that's pretty good. 7 months, but 7 months seems like a long time. But really, when you look at nature, it's a thorough cure. And if she keeps going on, in a few more months, she'll have her life back, almost back to normal. And if it took her a year, if it takes you 1 year from a wheelchair to walking, that's not bad. Or even on a walker to nothing and just shuffling around. It's not bad, a year out of your life, and then you have your life back and you've repaired. You've done more than just repair the damage. You fix the causative factors because that's what we address, is the cause of things. And we all have to get on board with that, I think, to have a human race that isn't sucked dry monetarily and a race that really is happier, you know. But Huntington's very curable. All these things are very curable. That's why I give you some of these cases that you can look at. And I just got so many cases. It's not even funny. We could put clients here all day long. I've been in Lyria doing that on the YouTube, but we used to do it on the radio all the time. I have stacks and stacks of tapes because I ran a radio show for years. And so I always put my clients on and tell their story because, yeah, I can say it all day long, but when you actually talk to someone that's walked the walk in these extreme cases, it's really exciting to see what they've done and what they've accomplished. And I do have some TV interviews and stuff. I'd like to get them up, and I will as time goes on. You also, in the same question, asked me about hydrogen peroxide. Now, going back to Huntington's, what would you guys do? Help me with this one. You know it's a lymph system, right? You know the lymph systems is everywhere, head to toe. You know this is a neurological decay, ending with dementia. Motor skills are decreased. So you know you got to get up in that brain, right? But what do you got to get? What's up in that brain? A bunch of cells and two fluids? So this is the whole focus, is you've got to get that lymphatic system moving. Maybe they have tonsils and maybe they do not. When you have your tonsils and adenoids removed, this really exacerbates these type of problems because then you're compromised. No one cuts out their septic tank in their yard and keeps using and flushing their toilet. So the growth of this. I just had a lady talk to me about her son, and he had to have his tonsils removed because they were real bad. But she had him on raw for probably 6 months before that, maybe even longer to try to get them down, but they were so hardened been all his life. Just this kid had extreme mucus flows. I mean, kid's been up and down with healing crisis for 6 months to a year. But when they cut the tonsils out, there was absolutely no bleeding. They couldn't imagine that. And remember when I told you that when you're on raw fruits, particularly the fruit level, you can cut yourself, you're not going to bleed. You're that clean. You're that good. And this young man didn't bleed, and it's just amazing to see. And he'll probably grow his second set in there, and they'll be healthier, of course. So that's pretty cool to see that sort of thing. You're going to go with upper circulation. You're going to go with brain and nerve on this Huntington's case. You're going to hit that lymph system. You're going to hit the kidneys. You're going to hit the lymphatic system. You're going to go after the bowels. Remember, always the bowels. GI tract. So you're back to your Fab Four. You're always going to work on the kidneys. You're always going to work on the lymphatic system. You're always going to work on the GI tract. And you always want to work on the endocrine glands because they control everything in the body. So doing those things. When you want to get up in the head, you want to use upper circ. That pushes blood, makes new vascular pathways to grow in the brain, puts hair on the head, blah, 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 blah. At the same time, you're going to remove the causative factors, which is the lymph system. You're going to start cleaning those acids out. But they can't go anywhere unless you fix the kidneys, unless you fix all these lymph nodes and everything down below. So go after that case. So remember the diet. It's always fruits all day long, fruits, berries, and melons. I don't care how old they are, because dementia and Alzheimer's are not fun.